Right then. Manchester United 1, Brighton 3, and routine standards at Old Trafford. Brighton, the home team today, waltzing in, bitch slapping Manchester United, and then leaving. Manchester United don't have a home. Um, they're not deserving of a home. Dennis Law is tossing and turning in his grave, and Ineos have failed this club, along with the Glazers. Glazers out, Ineos out. Bring Qatar in. We are on the 19th of January. That's a week and a half thereabouts. About a week and a half from the end of January transfer window. We've signed nobody. We needed at least 4 or 5 players in January before the window was even opened. We established this. We knew this, and we're getting towards the close of the window. And I don't think we're signing anybody. Even if players leave, even if players leave, we're not signing anybody. Sorry, we're not. See, Ineos have backed this narrative too much that it's a sell to buy ordeal, right? Sell to buy, guys. Sell to buy. Sell to buy. Here's the problem: all of these players will leave, yeah. But if Ineos sign anybody, right? If they sign anybody, doesn't that technically mean that it wasn't a sell to buy to begin with? Because the players leaving are leaving on loan, guys. They're going out on loan. They're not. They're not. We're not collecting transfer fees here. They're temporarily borrowing players to plug a single gap in each of their squads, and then they're coming back to us. We're not fixing any problems in January, guys. What we're doing is we're thinning out the squad, right? So the dross that's there, we're just thinning it down so there's a little less dross there, but the players that still remain are still dross, are still shite, are still crap, are still rubbish. The mentality will never change at this club because, as I say, at the rate that to you have at the rate you have to replace players, right? You have to beat the culture before it sets in. You have to beat the culture before it sets in. We don't sign, our best case scenario, we don't sign players quick enough to flush out the toxicity. Anybody we sign gets infected. And the problem is, right, I know that I sometimes will sit here and say, oh, I beg for relegation, it will force change. Well, actually, the finances are as dire um, as perhaps they allude to it being. Let's just be real. We could face administration. Manchester United, no joke, Manchester United could close its doors. Hello, hello, guys. Manchester United could cease to exist. The club will just cease to exist because we can't afford to stay open. We're too far in the negatives. Because Manchester United, if we go down, Championship, people say, oh, they'll just bounce back. Go talk to Luton for a sec. Ask them because they were in the Prem last season. These guys are in around the relegation zone for League One. They're potentially going down to League One, guys. So, do we want to have a chat about that? Do we want to have a chat about if, as much as we want the relegation, the reality of the matter is if we get relegated, then we may lose our club completely. and we'll all have to either stop supporting football, stop watching football, bear the brunt of supporting another team. It's just, yeah, that's the situation we got. It is what it is, guys. That's the bitter pill we have to swallow. Manchester United, whichever way you look at it, are completely and utterly fucked. The only people that can do something about it without fan intervention is the ownership, and the Glazers don't care. They'll happily see Manchester United close its doors. And Ineos, well, they'll care about Manchester United closing its doors, but hell, they'll just sell up their share to some randomer who has absolutely no interest in the club and get out of Dodge before they get tied with all of the big money problems. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I mean, the amount of players today that were just absolutely atrocious, and the crazy thing is that the best performing player on the pitch today, you could probably say, was Joshua Zirkzee, the one player I said guarantee has to start, and he did. And you know what? Manchester United were better off up top, and we still managed one shot on target, which was the penalty. So past that, no creativity, no incentive with possession, defensive incapabilities, and a goalkeeper that is worse than David De Gea in every single feasible goalkeeping attribute. Ball playing, guess what? David De Gea was probably slightly better than Andre Onana. So, ball playing goalkeepers, yeah, the mob that chased David De Gea out the door saying, oh, the goalkeeper has to be the first place to start. Yeah, suck on that lemon. Yeah, and I hope it is super sour, and I hope that you never recover from it, because your dream goalkeeper signing, yeah, it's all gone to shit, hasn't it? It really has gone all to shit. Big up Anthony Herbert, big up Fuzzy. What's going on? Seems there's a pattern going on. One win, one lose. I don't see a pattern, to be honest. I don't see a pattern. I just see a bunch of tossers that wear a Manchester United shirt, probably so cheap, these players, in standards. They probably buy the replica shirts from the store, from the superstore, before every match day. Because they're so cheap, they won't even bother wearing the real jerseys. They probably just get their kits from home. Fuck the kit man. Kit man's probably been sacked by Ineos. His minimum wage might be a little too much for the club to bear, but Rashford's £350,000 a week. Oh, that's worth the investment. Oh, bless your cotton socks. Bless your cotton socks. But yeah, the pattern here is Manchester United with Ineos and Glazer ownership. Glazonomics will never go away. The transfer windows, like what we're seeing right now, will never go away. Because you start as you mean to go on if you have ambition and endeavour. And if you don't, then let's just be honest, you don't really look to make a prime example and a top showing of yourself. You don't. You don't bother. You're just along for the ride. You're going through the motions. So at least we know now, guys. Ineos are not here, are not in it to win it. They're not, because if they were, they would have done some madness to fix this. They would have done some madness to fix this, but they're not in it to win it. Where is the evidential proof of that being the case? Where is it? Where is it? Rats on the pitch, and I'm not even talking about the rodents here. Big ups to Stephanie Griffith. United just a cup team, have been for 12 years. I disagree. I think in the cups we just wing it. They're one-off games. If we get lucky, we win. If this service is resumed, I mean, let's just be honest. Look at the Carabao Cup last season. Newcastle played their C team against us at Old Trafford, and they won that game 3-0. Played us off the park. So we're capable of doing what we've done today in every competition. So as far as I'm concerned, I won't say that United are a cup team. I think we're just lucky. We're just very lucky to have won Carabao Cup season before last, and then the FA Cup last season. This is a very questionable comment, to be honest, Game Killer. I'll say Onana is the worst goalkeeper that I've ever seen with my own eyes. I'm not sure about tagging that into it being an issue. I don't think Onana's race is anything relevant to him being a bad goalkeeper. But one of the worst goalkeepers I've ever seen. Rangers will destroy United on Thursday night. Possible. Just come with a game plan. That's enough. That's enough to get the result across the line. Ineos wants Nice players. Wow. Do they want Nice players? Because we haven't signed anybody. You can't want Nice players. Or if you're talking about just nice players. I don't think they want any players. If they could have a football team without players, at least they're not paying hundreds of £1,000s a week to individuals. So they'll say, but that's a positive at least. Mainu poor again. Collier must get game time now. Midfield getting overrun again. I did say before the game, Mainu keeps drifting out of position. He wants to play further forward, but he keeps getting played in the 8s. So, yeah. Kobe Mainu, who's he's probably spent about 50% of his entire footballing life playing further forward, close to the striker spot. And Collier, who's been there all his life, former Brighton player, by the way. Yeah, former Brighton player. He would have been in and around the Brighton setup when they were still balling out. So he knows a thing or two about filling in, taking up a position in midfield and playing ball. He knows a thing or two about it. So, I mean, yeah, I think the only reason, just a theory, the only reason why we play Mainu is because Collier is it. Agate and Collier are the only two other options the club has in its entirety. Don't play Mainu there, then you're tempting fate with Casemiro getting run through. You don't want to use him. And not only that, but you've also got Christian Eriksen, who, barring 10 minutes of football per game, can't run, can't keep up with everything. So, yeah, that's the issue. I won't necessarily sit here and say that it's all Mainu's fault. I don't think it is. I think the manager needs to see the situation for what it is. Stop playing Mainu in the 8. Play him further forwards if you have to. And if you give him the a bit of consistency and a run of games playing in that position, give him the opportunity to make that position his own, see what you can do. And if it doesn't work out there, at least we can say, right, so there's 2 positions that he can and should be able to play, and he isn't able to. Then cash in. I just came in to hit the like. Big ups to Nick Fadley. Thank you very much for the like. Rangers will get a result against United. Again, very much possible. Onana is the top 3 goalkeeper at United. Mm, there might be a goalkeeper in the academy that might actually give an Arna a solid run. So maybe make that top four. Or Vitek as well, who's on loan at the moment. I think he's probably better than an Arna as well. So technically, if you include all players out on loan, then probably top five. Turkish goalkeeper should be playing every game. Bayındır, I think you'll have to. You'll have to. I think that's the only way of really seeing if he can live up to it. Anthony has supposed to be agreed to join Real Betis on loan. I think it is on the verge of being done, but that's just it. You know, the clubs preached sell to buy, but they're not selling anybody. They're loaning people, so we can't sign anybody because they're not selling anybody. Big ups to Chelsea Sessions. Hope all is well with you. Big ups to Trip Vic. The manager refuses to pick a decent midfield and forcing Bruno as a left 10. Well, the manager is, is having issues. I want him to be doing different things as well. But at the end of the day, I'm not a coach. I'm not a coach. The best I can do is trust my manager to make the decisions that, pay off. But I can't sit here and say that the manager has got to take all the blame in the world for this because, to be honest, these players are pathetic, well and truly pathetic, and have been pathetic for a very, very long time. Ineos has no money. Meanwhile, the business accounts of Ineos have an annual turnover of about, what is it, 60, is that about like a couple billion every year? What is the revenue? Oh. So yeah, their 2023 group revenue approximately 14.9 billion euros. That was the Ineos revenue. There's the same group with head representation that also runs Manchester United. Hey, you can move some money from one business to another, right? You can do that, right? Ineos have got some mad money to burn, baby. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe himself has got some mad money to burn too. So, yeah, put your money where your mouth is. And the thing is even if you say that all the PSR is what holds Man United back, if the room for manoeuvre is that, guess what? I could fit maybe 2-3 transactions in that little space. I could still do something with that. Ambition, the want to do it, the desire to do it, right? This notion that rather than making the right decisions, no matter how hard it is, time and time again, ownership models at this club have opted for the easy route. They've opted for the easy route. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Hello, Joanne. How are we doing? I didn't see the football today. Wow. You've spent your afternoon well then, because I'd question your choice of spending your time if you had watched all of that. Because I'll tell you what, waste of everybody else's time watching football, unless you really, really hate Man United or really, really hate Tottenham or really, really hate Southampton. Can't imagine there's many people that would hate Southampton, unless you're on the south coast of Portsmouth, I'd imagine. United should hire Brighton scouts. Yeah, I mean that costs money. That costs money to do. And second off, do you know what? As far as the scouting network goes, I think United scouts will find plenty of talents around the world that you could sign for You know, some players less than a million, various players less than 10 million, and quite a few players, well within the realms of possibility, despite having, tight wiggle room on a PSR, on the PSR train. So for me, I think that this is just Ineos not really chasing the full amounts of ambition. I don't think Ineos really care that all that much. What we need to see, and people who are United supporters might agree with this. Some might not agree with this. But Crystal Palace at home. When is that? When do we play Crystal Palace at home? The 2nd of February. 2nd of February. How many weeks is that? Oh, look, it's Sunday. Not next Sunday, the Sunday afterwards. You've got 2 weeks. 1958. Organise a protest. Anti-Glazer, anti-Ineos. Start protesting. Where are the protests? Where's the fan outrage? Why is it that Ineos take over with the club and protest groups just give up? People weren't happy. They weren't happy. Why have you given up? Does the club just no longer matter to you? Did you used to love the club whilst the Glazers were selling, and now they're no longer selling the club? Oh, don't need to care about Man United anymore. I'll just go back to being an FC United and Manchester supporter. Manu should be playing as a 10. It's not his fault he has to play out of position. Yeah, I think give him a run of games in the 10 to make it his own. And if he doesn't, cash in. Kovar is definitely better than Onana. The goalkeeper that we did have, I think played a couple of games in pre-season. Definitely a better goalkeeper than Onana. There's not really a lot of goalkeepers that were worse than Andre Onana, to be completely honest. Fulham next Sunday will be another loss. I think off the back of this game it will. Ratcliffe might have to bankrupt himself if he's going to save this club. Oh, but that should be easy though, Tripvik. That should be easy because for the love of the club, a lifelong supporter of the club. You think, oh my God, my club's on the verge of dying. If I just put this money down, I'll save it. But no, I'm just going to hold on to my money. Okay, so you don't want to save it. So you're making a conscious decision. You've weighed up the positives. You've weighed up the negatives. You made the conscious decision and thought, I'd much rather keep all my money in my pocket than save the asset that I've been a lifelong supporter of since I was a kid, because I grew up around Manchester. Oh, look at me. I'm a Manc bloke. I'm Mancunian. Seriously. Mancunian, yet he fucking lives in places around the world to avoid tax fraud problems. Because somebody, classic British billionaire likes to avoid taxes. Let's just be real. That's one of the reasons why he lives in many places, not in the UK. Fulham is in a bad form. Hopefully, managing to get a good result. They won 2-0 away from home against Leicester. They're on a winning run. They've just started a winning run. Back at Craven Cottage on the 26th. We are dunzos. Next Sunday, Fulham pick up 3 points. We are not winning that game. Soz, we're not. We are not winning that game. 2nd of February for the Palace game. Yeah. Day after the Royal Rumble. I would definitely have a Royal Rumble with all of these players, and I would knock every single one of them over that top rope and eliminate them from football. Amarim job is just not good enough. I disagree with that. Nisseroy is going to get potted soon, possibly. And this is the thing, Ty, big ups to you. Amarim or Van Nistelrooy? People will say you should have held on to Van Nistelrooy. You should have kept him until the end of the season. But I'll say you to this right here, right now, no manager alive or dead takes this group of players with this ownership and does any better, because this is the Titanic. It is sinking, and no manager. It's like if the Titanic, after it hits the iceberg and starts sinking, right? The ship's going down. Doesn't matter what captain you stick behind the wheel. I mean, keep offing each of these other captains, bring another one in every time. Does the ship stop sinking? No. Keeps going down, keeps sinking. It's an issue far, far bigger than any manager. It's just the club. The football club is dead. It is a dead club. It's over, guys. We are finished. Shut the doors, because no one is in positions of power are serious enough to save it. Yeah. So, hostile takeover from the fans, stop the club from playing. Maybe start just saying, listen, we're not going to let you play until you give us what we want. Maybe go to that extremity. You know, football fans made their voices heard when the ESL came around, when they were outraged by it, influencing decisions. Well, you could try and work the same ordeal, but no shot. No shot. No, not enough fans have the heart, have got it in them, that love this club enough to want to save it. My club's going to die. At least the Royal Rumble will be enjoyable. This club needs a turnaround like WWE after that TKO takeover. Well, yeah, get rid of the cancer. That was Vince McMahon. Horrible, horrible human being. Ruben should just walk away immediately. And I said, after deadline day on February the 1st, right? February the 1st, if we as a football club have still got 0 signings and 0 sales, or 1 or 2 loans, watch for what Amarim does. He may walk away because the club will promise him something indirectly, and then they've absolutely kicked him in the bollocks, and he's just dead. He is just dead. Got nothing, no fight capable. Can't fight against a tsunami tidal wave. Manchester United need a Netflix era. Well, it's already Netflix and chill for rival fans when they watch, because it makes you want to start fucking things. Well, actually, is it for rival? It might be for both. I mean, one's out of just sheer enjoyment and adrenaline highs of watching United die, and the other half is just they need a distraction. Deal with the pain. Netflix and chill. Just start fucking anything that has a pulse. We need to find the Vince of Manchester United ASAP. I mean, Jesus Christ, we kind of already have. We've got 2 of them, Joel and Avram. Yeah, Joel and Avram. Not as rich as Vince, clueless as to how to get something back into its golden age, and ultimately killing things off. They've got so many things in common. So many things in common, except Vince never found himself in the most financially dire positions in owning a sports asset like the Glazers have, because the Glazers keep fucking loaning things. They keep taking out loans. They keep putting themselves into debts. They've got debt collectors in the States chasing after them. Their fucking American football team fans are pissed off with them because they put them into serious issues. It never stops with the Glazers. It never stops. For as long as a Glazer is living, debt collectors will be chasing them. They've lauded our asset, our club, with their problems. Yeah, they brought their problems to Manchester. Sergeant Ratcliffe was never going to take that away. The only group that ever would have done that was Qatar, was Sheikh Jassim. The guy that people believed isn't even real. Well, the funny thing is do you know what? Sheikh Jassim could have, out of spite, purchased another club and could be taking them all the way to the top right now. But do you know what he said? No. I'm not. I can put in bids for other clubs. I want the money to do it. I've got more than enough money to do it. But I won't do it because I never came into chasing after a football club for any other reason than because I was a Manchester United supporter. That's the only reason why I went into this race. I've no interest in owning any other club. That to me sounds a lot more than like a fucking lifelong Man United fan than Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who won't service any goddamn penny of this nearly fucking £1 billion debt that is loaded on this club. I mean, you tell me what you guys think. Fucking things, yeah. Like you and your Christmas tree, Anthony. Angry fucks can be very intense, so I've... Wagwan Mr. Hotfuzz, Wagwan Donna. Hotfuzz, you should be thankful you didn't move to Everton at least. Well, if Daniel Levy stops giving you French kisses and tongues in the fucking stands, Donna, then maybe he would actually pull the finger out and do something to save Tottenham Football Club. Yeah, it's you're in the shit over in the in North London as well. It's long. Donna the champ is here. Oh my god. Yep, Donna Cullen. Daniel has never kissed me. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You kissing me? No, you don't. No, you don't. You absolutely don't. But yeah, guys, Fulham away is the next Premier League endeavour. Rangers midweek. We on a scale out of 10. Put it in the comment section. Out of 10. Now you could go to any extremities. I'll take the cap. Not like PSR. I'll take the cap of this one. You can choose out of 10 just how fucked Manchester United Football Club are. And don't hold back your honest feelings about it. Go get in there and pop in the numbers. So yeah, big ups to everybody. Thanks for watching. Bring back the protests. 1958. If you're fucking listening, start organizing. Start organizing and start spreading your message. Right? Get MUST on it. Get all fan media on it. Get everything onto it. Get protests organized because these guys are not serious. They are taking the fucking piss. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. And yeah, we'll see you later on tonight with the Sunday night takeaway show. Christ, it's a lot. Could be a lot of tears tonight. Yeah, a lot of tears tonight. Anyways, take care, guys. Speak to you all again soon. Don't want that one.